Okay, so today we're going to talk about how we took all of these scans that we did outside from the Friday folder and then have them into three different text files. We've got the front text file, the left text file, and the right text file that correspond to those respective scans with respect to the academic testudo. So going into the MATLAB folder, or going into the MATLAB file, so the first thing we do is we import each of the scans as A, B, and C respectively. And then what we do is we orient the scans so that way they show up on the plot appropriately with respect to each other, because they all kind of share the same origin originally, even though they're different parts of the same statue. And so that's what these lines are doing. So essentially we're breaking them into their X, Y, and Z components and then manipulating them and then adding them back and then concatenating them back into the same array. And so we do that for B and C scan, and then A we leave as the reference frame. And so we combine them all together into E. I'm expecting to maybe one day have one more scan, so I'm leaving room for D just in case I needed it. And then we break that up into X, Y, and Z coordinates. These are useful for creating the axes. And then once we run this code, I'm going to start running it, and then while it's waiting, I'll keep talking more about it. We can see that it starts plotting them in two different plots. So one of them is like a 2D plot, and the other one's a 3D plot. And then this line of code will export this new E array, which is a combination of all three scans kind of scaled and then transformed so that they are like in the right position with respect to each other, and then exports that as a PLY format, which we can see in MATLAB. So this is actually what it ends up looking like. So there's a decent bit of noise, which we're going to clean up later in MATLAB, but essentially we have what looks like the outline of academic testudo. So you can see this is one of his arms, and this is the other arm. Something that wasn't super clear was the back, so it didn't have good access to the back of academic testudo, which you can kind of see in the video. So just a quick update to that section. Here's what it looks like when it generates in MATLAB. Currently it has a couple thousand, tens of thousands actually, of zeroed points that are just straight up noise. And so I'm creating a loop that'll enable us to kind of get rid of them and not have to waste all this computational power and trying to plot them. But here you can see a much clearer version. We've got the head right over here, got the legs, this is one arm, this is the arm with the book, so you can see it kind of peeks out a little bit. The way this was achieved was by putting the blanket over academic testudo in order to get the scattering coefficient to be a lot more favorable for reflections of this red line laser.